We don't have vending machines. I do need to go to the wholesale club and get some stuff, but I have not had a chance. It's not what I want. I want the mechanical control terminal.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
See if I can get to this control terminal first. Cool. So now they'll shoot at each other. Alright, we still need to get down to that other room. Oh, I was in this room already. Where was the... Is it this one? Yeah, and then down. It's the room with all the steam. We got 24 rounds left.
Here goes nothing. That's the last of them.
All right, steam valves are off.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
Process.
I see him there! Don't get through! You got him! Last. Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Well, that sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
All right, chat. Where do we send the
Sorry,
power?
I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
That is not an option. That was my computer, not yours. Apparently, it's very important that it does a Java update right now. Very important. I mean, maybe later, but at the moment... Which one? I have to do one or the other to continue the game. You want to redirect the power? You want, yeah, do a stream poll. Edgewater or Botanical? Botanical is like the rebel people living off the land, and the Edgewater is the corporate town thingy. Everyone wants Botanical. All right. You kids and your space weed. You guys want to see the new exclusive shirt that is being launched tomorrow? We'll talk about it on the jam, but it's being launched tomorrow. All right. We need to go to... Where do we go to next?
Hi, Kevin. I'm your biggest fan.
All right, we can do that now. Secret Ninja, thank you for 7 months of forgetting on sub, dude. Welcome home, buddy. Oh, so I'm gonna get attacked when I go back there. YOLO. I mean, like, I'm not too surprised I'm gonna get attacked when I go back there, but... Oh, can we? Hold up. Hold up. Where'd you see that? Oh, hold up. Hold up. Companion ledger. Yes, it looks like we can. Sick! I'm not gonna mess with her spacer's hammer, though. Everything she's got is better. Cool. Thank you for, probably not gonna be nice to me. Borst worst. It's not the worst unless it's Borst worst.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was
This is one of those games like Witcher where no decision you make is without consequences.
Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it? That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you. All right, easy now. Let's not do anything we'll regret. I'll order my guards to stand down. Take what you came for and then leave us be.
Health threat generated. That seems like the best thing for her right now. Nice.
Stand down, all of you. We're done here.
That thing looks fun. I bet I'll never have to fight one of those. Did you guys see Conan is in Death Stranding? As if the game wasn't weird enough already. Let's talk to the lady. She is gone. No, not that Conan. Conan O'Brien. Good news, I'm alive, starting to feel a little bit better too. There's a group of deserters living out in the old botanical labs. They found a way to grow some food, or something that passes for food anyway. Adelaide boiled a pot of something green and leafy and told me to drink it twice a day for my symptoms, I suppose. Tastes atrocious, but I've been feeling better. It's nice to be away from the cannery. The labs have just enough power to run an aether wave, so I've been catching up on my serial dramas. Mass marketeer? What would I do without you? Go crazy, most likely. Crack up, murder all my neighbors, and run screaming into the hills like some wild marauder. I don't know. That doesn't sound too bad. I can see myself leading a cadre of marauders, a band of bandits. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Band of bandits? What would we call ourselves? The Formidable 14. The 100 Hooligans, featuring Zoe, the Bandit Queen. Well, she's obviously... So that's it then. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, ma'ams. And would you like another's? I don't know why I'm writing this down for posterity's sake, because I've always hated the cannery, and I don't think I'll ever have to look back to the journal many years hence, and I'll... To this journal many years hence and tell myself, oh wow, I did hate the veil once, didn't I? Just because I got sick. Everybody gets sick. Well, okay, I got sick and grabbed a little too much. Adrena time. Is that really a crime? I gotta treat myself when I'm sick, don't I? Whatever happened to personal responsibility and surviving by one's own bootstraps? Oh, but you misappropriate one box of Adrena time and suddenly you're committing larceny. Well, today's the day, Zoe. Today's the day you take your destiny into your own hands. I've been listening to Grace talk about the marauder threat. Bands of wild, free-spirited bandits living in camps out in the hills, warming themselves by the light of barrel fires, probably mounted the heads of their enemies on spikes as a warning to folk like me. Living a life of comfort and ease, free of any rules. I bet they could take the whole region if they were organized. I've been tucking away some of Adelaide's food, and I've got some spare cans of saltuna. Should last me a couple weeks if I ration. Got some Adrena time, too. Everybody loves Adrena time, even marauders, right? I got odds those marauders will let me throw in with them if I dangle a couple syringes of Adrena time before their eyes. This is going to be great. Look out, Terra 2. Bandit Queen Zoe's origin story has just begun. I'm going to have a whole gang of marauders on my back and beck and call. Maybe I can even score some Rizzos. What's the storyline about? It's like it seems like a corporation controls worlds and whatnot, and you're kind of like trying to figure out why your ship was abandoned in hyperspace on the way to one of the worlds. And they force you to make decisions you don't want to make, because it's that type of game. Ooh. Get up, get up, get up, get up. I didn't get that far yet. I'm assuming since I had to get something from my spaceship that I can. Okay, let's see. Oh, 100% a true story.
Anybody who ever came out this far.
Basically an autobiography.
Find you.
Nice one! Here I go! Sure.
Oops, I shot her.
It's bouncing off!
Switch to melee! Or that.
Right?
So far, so good.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. What? You mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm great at clarifying. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable.
Sure.
Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former
Xbox
workers
too,
camped
Paul.
out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy of the Mass Marketeer? Why didn't you say so? I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Do. That one? Yeah. Can it be changed to third person? Not to my knowledge. So it seems like all the gear is like one stat. There's no rolls, there's no nothing like that. It's just like you get a sentry saber and this is what it is, you know? I don't know what these cartridges do. It might be for the workbench. Oop, get out of there. Are the 3 paths you can choose psychopath, villain, hero? I haven't seen anything about those. Someone mentioned hero to me at one point, but that was about it. Did you guys see Mikey Barra went to Blizzard? Talk about the worst timing on your job switch.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Alright, so let me make sure that I don't have anything that would... Well, we're replacing this because that's awesome. Yeah, see, it's all the same. Nothing's different. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of the shotgun because I hate it. Oh, I could have given her the revolver. Oh well. Junk. Junk. Cool. Alright, now I can sell all this to him.
Zoe says she fought her way out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands. Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Yes, you've said that to me almost 100 times. Cool. Can I fast travel the unreliable? Let's see. Yes, we can. If that thing would just move a little bit quicker. Jopo, thank you.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but... that
Yep,
won't
you can
change the
create your
fact
own
that I'm
character at the
adventurer
beginning.
To Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post. I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Apparently you can send them away too. How funny is that?
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister.
Hambone!
I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Sure. Damn, nothing for her thing. How many bits do I have? I have 1,700 and... That would be a question for Mixer, Kanga. So this is how you upgrade. Again, you'd have to ask Mixer, dude. Can't really see the downside to what I'm doing right now. Oop. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. That's probably the downside. Kind of create builds here, interesting. I'm enjoying it.
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Cool. I've been enjoying it.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Wild. Drippage.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony.
Drippage,
Food
dude, you know.
shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly. In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience. Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming.
I mean, like, are criminals in a world where corporations are running everything that bad? I don't think so.
Cutting-edge technology.
It's a little bit more than crime light, but...
I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably
Come on!
You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's
Moss, I'm gonna hit a
appearance
button.
to
You're gonna be
mimic
upset
that of
about it.
another. It has
That's
limits.
so
First-generation technology, you
Morris!
see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges.
How do you know,
to
DJ?
generate a holographic projection around you. Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like
Actually,
a
I've been
fellow
lying my
employee.
way through this
Don't
game,
act out.
DJ.
They won't focus on you.
Like a lot.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound
Is this a
to
full-time
flicker
job
or
for you?
Something like that.
Define
Movement
full-time.
makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path, you can't.
Currently,
sneak
I'm
past,
streaming
for
like
example.
probably only
Maintain
used
your
to be
distance.
40, but like
Act
20 or 30
normal.
hours a
No
week.
running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If
I own a
they pay
coffee
attention,
company.
They're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
I am one of the executive producers of GCX, Gaming Community Expo in Orlando. And then I own a production company called Rare Drop. So I have like 4 full-time jobs.
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy cereal? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath. Science, that's how.
Obviously.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling.
Don't worry, Tad. You'll be able to directly beg once the Rare Drop channel is fully alive.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Level 6!
Yes! 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 Yes!
I've been speccing into like everything, and it hasn't held me back. The only thing I'm not really using is stealth, but maybe it'll a little more stealth. I wanted to do dialogue a little bit. Do all defense. Damage when alone and apart. Walk speed, sprint speed. Companion crit, base armor rating. Carrying capacity, haven't had that problem yet. I'm gonna go with the time. Zavika! I don't know what his deal is yet, though. I guess the hack for now. So this is our world. Hephaestus. So we were on Terra 2. Phineas's lab. The Groundbreaker is where we're going next. Typhon. Cilia. Ariandos. Monarch. Olympus. And Tartarus. Yeah, I figured out what the system map does. Thank you.
Station reached. The Groundbreaker.
That was quick.
Can we talk?
Where are you? Holographic Shroud projects a disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas, provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits, unauthorized personnel, and otherwise result in being attacked on site. That's a walrus! Oh, want to read his emails? Oh, I forgot to mention in my previous message telling me I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Space Adventures of Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved, so don't go showing it around to your spacer buddies. I hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Is he sending him prawn? Dearest Alex, I can tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted by your sense of humor. Your tale of hijinks. That's another good word. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the by, I was scraping Groundbreaker's comm networks for tasty little tidbits, and I noticed you declined to dock at Edgewater's landing pad. Instead, touched down in the wilderness. You rugged individualist, you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with you with greater regularity. Alex, I don't know where you were raised, but I'd hazard to guess it may have been in a barn, because anyone with a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore the ardent, sincere messages of one's friends. Please respond. Is this guy like a stalker? Dear Alex, hello. Hope this finds you well. It was a pleasure to see you in my office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear, are dreadfully unreliable. Aha, just like your ship. Oh yeah, he's definitely stalking. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed, you know, about the Wells fellow. I'm sorry to press, but I have the strangest tickling feeling that you really do know him. And if you could just tell me where he is, well, it'd be marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Looking forward to seeing you again, wingman. Hello, Autumn Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship. My silly fat finger's embarrassing me again. Hope that wasn't terribly inconvenient for you. It was such a pleasure for me, and I tremendously appreciate your forbearance and not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever in Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, please don't hesitate to look me up. The Lost Hopes serve Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every color, you know, really tie one on. Oh, yeah. He's got it bad. Shrink rate. Note to self. Remember this later. No better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, not if I'm dead. Why would you even ask me that? Back to the point. I saw in actuality with my own eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells's lab, just sitting there for the taking. If the gray hair were to look away or forget about it, maybe. Or if I had asked a smidgen more nicely. He called it a shrink ray, but wouldn't let me test that claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dare to push the boundaries of human knowledge and decency laws. I had heard rumors of fantastical weapons like this one, weapons that push boundaries of the mind and science's cutting edge, but I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells's shrinkway firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. The last time I got sloshed, was imbibing at the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker, where we're going. Look, Udon was really free with the drinks. He seems like an okay fellow. I shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on two Mardits yammering about a mad scientist some years back who'd claimed he made a huge discovery that would change the fate of the colony. Like, none of us have ever heard that before. But here's the good part. The Mardits said the mad scientist kept yelling about the hammer's power, or something similar. A strange weapon with a special power created by a crazy lab coat. Sure fits the bill. It could be another one of the weapons that inspired Wells. Why won't Wells just give the shrink ray to me? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinth on Tartarus and back. Let the record show I did apologize for shouting him down 5 times, but architect be damned, it's just sitting there, neglected and gathering dust. I should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission or breaking expensive equipment when he said it wasn't ready yet, and that even if it were, he could entrust it to someone like me. What does that even mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out the good, hardworking folks of the colony like some sort of moralist psycho? I'll admit to maintaining some questionable associations, but I follow a strict code of me, myself, and mine. What's not to respect in that? Exactly. Now I have to wait until Wells forgets or thinks he's misplaced it. In the meantime, I have been tracking down additional rumors pertaining to these of the to others of these science weapons through Halcyon. If gossip holds true, my next step will be to check in with the black market merchants on the Groundbreaker and in Fallbrook. Is there anything else in here? No. Done in here. Oh, there's storage there. Oh, she's right there. I'm like, you said you wanted to talk. Where are you?
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. gosh, no, Captain. I aim to stay so long as I'm welcome. I figured Junlei and I could confabulate over wireless, or by message. And maybe when we put into Groundbreaker, I could stop by to visit her sometimes. But only when you don't need me with you. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
All right, before.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Hey, no offense, but I don't think this walking Saltunican's gonna appreciate you interrupting.
Keep talking, Millstone. See what happens. Now's not a good time. I'm dealing with a problem here.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth. Do what you want. I'm done here.
Whatever you heard, it's all true. I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a spacer's chosen man, though. So when the chosen
How'd that
guy
go,
Rangers
Miller?
the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing.
I wonder if you can have
but I
6
saw you wander out of
companions
that
like
ship
there's
over
only
there by the
6 in the
dock.
game,
Wouldn't
or you
happen
can
to be
only have
yours,
6
would
at
it?
a time.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Oh, not at all. Just, you know, gonna figure out what to do next.
So far, so good, Dusty.
See you around, boss.
Pretty nifty.
What do you think you're doing?
Whoops.
I'll pretend this never happened.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Identification, please.
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
Oh, fun.
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker.
Oh, boy.
His office is located along the starboard wall of
What do you
Promenade.
mean?
Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Just the opposite. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations here. If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford. You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that. Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard.
We don't want them to know
maybe
that.
They decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or
70 or 10? I thought it was 10.
Groundbreaker and put us out of business. Sure thing. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Be seeing you.
I didn't want to ask him about the black market lady because I didn't think that was the right play.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
Uh-oh.
I'm not so good at filing. Mix up first name and surname 1, 2, 7 times. Well, folks are liable to start taking your filing privileges away. Less than there used to be. Fewer freighters passing through these days. I spend some shifts just listening to the wireless. Search me? I mean, don't search me, because that's my job.
This is a very awkward conversation.
I reckon you'd have to ask the folks in Byzantium. We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, it's not... we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sunita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something. Well, let me think about it for a minute. No? Appreciate it. You being so understanding and all. All right.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting.
She didn't hear the whole conversation I just had.
The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering. Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever
So far, so good.
escorting you to a cell. Understand? Then get to business or get moving. We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardettes because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. Oh, I will. Soon as the chief approves the personnel reorg required for a bounty dispatch. So, in about 3 to 7 weeks. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you. The outlaw scientist fella, right. The board's had it out for him for ages. If you have an inkling of the wheres or what-fors of his location, Udon Bedford would surely like to hear it. To the board, yeah. You've read his wanted poster. Whole list of things to get their unders in a wad. But he's never done nothing to Groundbreaker, so I've no problem with him. We keep the poster up to keep the peace is all. Still waiting to hear back on that bounty for McRed.
Okay.
I picked up this weird signal the other day coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right.
broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I...
The politics of tossball have grown increasingly turbulent of late. Tossball sounds like a sexual thing. With the circus time clowns trading out every single member of the team. Asked to comment on the upheaval, the Owners League released a statement saying that the Clowns' failure to reach the finals was a deciding factor in their organizational rearrangement. When questioned about the values of this overhauled team, a representative from the Clowns stated that the goals remain the same as ever. Toss, ball, win, repeat.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind Space...
Studio.
Rizzo's Lemon Slap. Slap your whole family tonight.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a
Slop, I thought it said.
Or did the neighbors tell you how
Lemon
good my
slop?
sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Is that an insult?
Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was. Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide. Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Neither do mine, dearie. Old Gladys knows the value of good work. You'll be compensated accordingly, I can promise you that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies. Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. Yes, dearie? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
I like Mob Boss Grandma. She's fun.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
All right. We got Bedford and Junlei Tennyson.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time. Didn't quite catch that. You'll have to speak up. Glass ear? Sorry, there's a lot of static on my end. Huh. Now that I heard. Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown. Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one. Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
It is pretty creepy. Oh boy, there he is.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans.
This is like the people that sit on the corner during right before Halloween that are in the terrible costumes, pointing you to the store with the costumes.
Heard of it. My orientation Aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks. I'm sure they're doing their best. That's the Spacer's Choice spirit. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too. I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division. You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon. Oh, I'm having a stellar day. Not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as a Spacer's Choice is affordable.
Are you listening to me, Emperor? You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. You say that like it's weird. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Quest objective requires you to enter a restricted area. If caught inside, you will be shot on sight. Using a disguise will prevent immediate hostilities. Now, where is that thing that I got? No, I have a thing that can... How do I use it, though? This is what I need to use. I don't know how to use it, though. They never taught me. That's that. I don't know how to use it. So it's in my inventory.
What seems to be the problem? Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here. We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable. If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. Requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her. She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying. Take care.
So how do I do this? I can inspect it. I can look at it. Sky's in the right hands. Let's see. That's what you need. Automatically disguised. I forgot about the ID cartridge. Moving drains the shroud's energy. When it runs out, personnel will see you and interrogate you. Talk your way out of the interrogation to reset your shroud. It will get harder to talk your way the more you are interrogated. Yep. Not in here. Nope, not in there. Bard. Shit. There she is.
For the last ratchet on rotten time, leave me in peace. You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. Alright, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
I have to wait till he turns around to the other side of the room. It's my only shot.
Any word on Jesse? Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
I'm gonna go talk to this engineer person about the heat before I do anything else. Oh, thank God we found the Sprotverse vendor.
This is Halcyon News.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic, and it rankles them good when I challenge it. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. At ease. Nice to see an outsider with some working brain cells. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Statistics don't lie. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
Shroud 2? Cool.
You're right, I don't. The
Whoa, I
board
just
is
got a
after
bunch of auto
tools,
hosts. Thank you
bits,
so
and
much.
power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
I'm sure they'll just swap them in and out.
I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention.
The good thing about Shroud is he does play WoW, but I don't know when the last time he did play WoW.
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gayan, kept it together during the crossing.
Well, it doesn't come out till
I was promoted
midnight
only
Eastern
recently
unless you have early
when my mom
access.
died. Then
I
I
think.
took the leap from chief engineer to captain. Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
6 p.m.? There you go. 6 p.m. Eastern? Eastern. Okay, there you go.
I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stem that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe. You've got my attention. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics,
I'm enjoying
the
it.
parts we need should be in the back bays.
Mixer is the biggest streamer and best player. I mean, is he the biggest streamer anymore? Best player you can't argue with. Oh, me?
Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. They're content to die last. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But more than anything, we need those parts. I have. One of my engineers, plus a small security detail. They didn't come back. I can't afford to lose any Mardits on this job. No offense, but a freelancer like you is more dispensable.
Damn. That's one of my old Twitch emotes.
Nice and pragmatic. Thanks for understanding. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Daily checklist, personnel files. More complaints about the state of the bay. I already told the Mardits they're free to flush out McRed and his outlaws. They're so knotted up seeing warrants and paper justifications that they want someone else to solve their problems off the record. Sorry, boys, not my job. Who is Shroud? He's very talented. He plays pretty much every battle royale game, but he does like MMOs. I don't know how often he'll play them here, but he does like MMOs. Morale is dipped 18% since Martin Callahan showed up. It's that damn mask. Found another listening device in my office. Thing was the size of a toss ball with a cord leading all the way back to sublight. Subtle as usual. Leela. Could have sworn the auto mechanical chef arrived with a company tech. No record of the guy leaving the station. We'll have to look into it. Sprat infestation at the rest and go is getting out of hand. Ethel better not be ranching those critters again, or I swear by law, I'll airlock her stall. Oh, this is from the weird guy. The implications of your accusations cause my breath to hitch in my throat. I am certain that we can arrive at an agreeable understanding for what is a board liaison, if not a facilitator of handshakes between great powers, much like the board and yourself. When you do decide to return to the negotiations table, consider once again the embassy expansion plans I laid out. Gesture of good faith does not go unpaid. The board rejected my request for new radiator parts again, even after I greased their wheels with some targeted donations. Funny thing, when I used my admin privileges to survey the outcoming comms, I noticed some activity from your office. You choose your words carefully, but I plucked a juicy phrase from the transcript. Let the frog boil a while longer, and now I have no radiator parts. You're playing with our lives. Did they install you on my ship just to get under my skin, or are you pulling this shit for fun? She's angry. I kind of like her.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
Go talk to...
Have you seen this man?
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Oh, you can give up Phineas?
I impounded Alex's ship, not yours. Well, I guess it's yours now if you're captaining it. It's a game we play, he and I. I ask him to turn in Phineas Wells. He tells me he will soon. I impound his ship. He explains why he can't give me the info right now. I ask him to turn in Wells. Around and around we go. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work. Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
Oh.
That's not unreasonable. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate? I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work? Be my guest. I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and
Did you like it,
busy
Blemish?
little hands. I send a lot of messages. Sometimes I read them. Every once in a while, I'll impound a ship if I want to feel alive.
Ugh. Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that. Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course. Indeed. What is the saying? The two most common elements in the universe are hydrogen and stupidity. Someone must stand for reason and order, and the board is best equipped to do so. Please, go ahead. Ask away.
Alright, let's see. What else can we spec in? Melee's pretty good. We'll just go down the list again. That's been working for us so far. We'll do a little extra tech and some stealth for that mission that's coming in. Oh shit. I forgot to do the Oh no, I didn't. Okay, good.
Systems route lately?
Oh, I can go back in the... Where's the medical thing?
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. Got word from Udam, from the hitman who trailed me the other night. Seems I'm indentured to the board now. I ain't too elated about going exclusive, but it's better than winding up dead. You sure saved my skin, stranger. All debts between me and Ellie are cleared.
Alright, how am I liking Outer World? So far, it's good. Am I going to talk you into getting it? No, I don't know you or what type of video games you like or play, so I definitely won't talk you into getting it. Let's see.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better
I
than
am.
average sawbones.
I never played
If
New
you're
Vegas.
looking for a medic, I can work my debt off. It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin.
Confirmed, dude. Oh, your buddy's trying to talk to you. Got it.
You won't be sorry. Or if you are, just add it to my debt and we'll figure something out.
All right, we got Ellie now. No, we don't want Ellie. We want... Do I have to go back to the ship to switch? Oh, man. Is that the only way to switch partners?
Rizzo's Purpleberry Fudge. A soft sour aroma. Sweet purpleberry flavored center. Subject, chew it. You can do it.
I need what's-her-face so she can meet.
Hey, you got a second? Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired.
So I guess if you... I can't tell if I'm picking up all these people now.
You're serious. You're giving me a shot. All right. Hang on. I put together a little speech, just in case you asked. Hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me
Thank
to
you,
join the crew
XO.
of your ship and/or outlaw gang. Yeah, it's a second draft.
It's good, Mike.
Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion. Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight,
Thank you, Soundwave.
standoff,
And thank you,
or
Mike, for the
raid.
host.
My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man.
Dude,
That
why did you
motto
say
is
it like that?
It's a work in progress.
That was like a whole thing.
Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler.
Well, we
This
saved
skill
the
will come in handy if you need a
laboratory
body
because you
dragged
guys
away
wanted the space
or a
weed.
door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together. What do you think? Am I in? The fun kind? I mean, what else do you do when you got a ship of your own?
Speak for yourself, Captain.
About 5 hours ish.
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not going to regret this.
Well, this'll be interesting, huh?
Oh, you can have 2 at a time? Oh, this is interesting. Thank you, Flat. I'm gonna leave this shit because I couldn't choose. Find a way to choose before.